moving on to a slightly different subject, and thinking of exhibitions, I guess, and for a lot of smaller organisations and or an opera company putting on a show, the difference between the success or not of an exhibition or a show can make a huge difference to an audience. How important is it for artistic directors to be bold in that context?
I think I always believe that if you have a certain conviction and are able to develop a program that runs through 2, 3, 4 years, and you're clear about what you're doing, you should be able to build and carry an audience with you. Of course, there's a big conditional in all that, which is that you have 2, 3, 4 years in which to achieve it. I think if you chop and change all the time, you will lose. You may reach many different kinds of audiences, but you'll lose your core audience, or you won't build a core audience. So I think you do have to have the conviction and passion, and that's built out of those people I was referring to earlier, who are not necessarily going to be leaders, but actually really know their stuff, and you have to trust them.
Is it always easy to predict? I mean, did you expect the Matisse exhibition to be the most popular that
Yes.
Tate had? Oh, there you go then.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
I mean, what's more difficult is to continue. I mean, we have a really marvellous show at the moment called Conflict Timed Photography at Tate Modern. It got really good reviews. I think it's the most brilliant concept and show. It's not quite drawing in as many people as we would have liked it to do. That's bound to affect how we think about the next show that is a big thematic photography show, how we title it, how we work on it.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't deviate from a wish to do that kind of essay exhibition.
Yeah.
It would have been, it's a show that contains great work by Don McCullum. If we'd done simply a Don McCullum monographic show, we would have had 3 times as many visitors.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't have been fulfilling our mission.
So is there a tension there between box office and something, an artistic project in that sense?
Well, fortunately this year we had the Matisse show that will pay for the short forearm. It's you make a program that contains a number of different elements in it, and you hope that you will build and carry an audience with you.
So, question of balance. Is that something you find as well?
Yes, in a slightly different way. The British Council likes to see impact, and people see impact. There are different matrices, so there's the measurements, there's the number one. So I always make sure that I have something on the go that is hitting the very big numbers, so that I can afford my very small projects that are hitting very few people, but I claim at a much deeper level, and that will have an impact for many years. So they're my loss leaders, so to speak, and it's often art forms that are more experimental, that don't have huge appeal. But it was the same at the London Sinfonietta. We did exactly that some of the concerts we had to say we're going to fill the Royal Festival Hall twice, so that would be American minimalism, in order to be able to pay for the extremely obscure composers that we maybe put on in the Purcell Room that attracted 40 people for the first concert, but that we know or we hope that in 20 years' time we're going to be attracting 1,000 or 1,500 people.
I mean, the challenge is really to find the right balance between, the challenge I think is to try and find the right moment to present a program. So in 1979 I made a show of Gerhard Richter at Whitechapel, and we probably had somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 visitors. In 2011 we made a show at the Tate of Gerhard Richter, and we had 250,000 visitors. The show in '79 was really important in terms of influencing other artists, opening people's eyes to an artist whose work was they'd seen in reproduction but never seen in reality. Richter would not have made the show at the Tate in 2011 if I hadn't made the show in '79 at the Whitechapel. Because that was about giving him support at a moment when it mattered to him. We were in competition with 3 or 4 other major museums to organise that show, and it was entirely our commitment at an early stage in his career that made the difference. So actually he wasn't that young, he was 47, but never mind.